Hey everyone, you know my name, Sandra Ingerman, and I'm coming to you from Santa Fe, New Mexico. And although I know the troubles that we're all seeing right now and all that's happening for us, um, I am still very excited that we're working together as a unified global circle who's coming together to start to look at what are some ways that we have that's available to make us feel empowered, like we're not powerless like right now, like life just isn't um, running over me right now. So I decided to add something to the transmutation news. The transmutation news, as you know, and some of this that you're hearing right now is a repeat. These will not be as long as the future. This is number one, and I want to talk to my family. Um, um, so I started writing the Transmutation News in 2020, and actually there was an earlier version, A Fall to Grace, off of my book, A Fall to Grace, that Bob Edgar, Carol Proudfoot Edgar's husband, talked me into doing a monthly column off that book. It was back before I was ever going to work on a computer, and I hand wrote it. I faxed it to Bob. He typed it. Nobody told me he wasn't correcting for typos. And then a few years later, um, Medicine for the Earth came out, and what a brilliant topic for everything that's was going on in the world. It's surprising if you actually read every archive Transmutation News backwards to 2020, the issues haven't changed. I wrote about how we were upset about fires, earthquakes, hurricanes, tornadoes hitting areas, climate change. We were still dealing with the same political issues. We were dealing with terrorist attacks. We were dealing with illnesses, not as big as a pandemic as we're in now. So it's almost like every year you could turn into is appropriate reading for the year that we're in. And in this Transmutation News, this current one, I accidentally, it was one of those where Spirit said, Sandra, I'm going to give your group a gift for 2020, and I'm going to give you what you wrote in 2017, which was a channeled message from Isis, which every word is so, so perfect. So I got excited after all these years of writing the Transmutation News, and I could never really find a way to bring you in as a community to speak to each other or to speak to me. Basically, a lot of my teaching of shamanism, I've been on the road 300 days a year. And, you know, I just being on computers all day long, it wasn't possible. I was just moving around the world, initiating as many people into this amazing work as possible. I have no regrets about that. But now it feels, I don't know, it feels time. Um, People are scared. People are angry. People want to go deeper into spiritual work. Some of you want to go deeper into spiritual work, and I feel that I can guide you there if we're willing to block out some of the outside noise. And so I started to think about it, and I wanted to have, in this time of the COVID, and extreme environmental changes going on, and what's happening in the political arena, of course, is pretty unbelievable. I wanted to be able to talk to you because I've been dealing with, it's not illness. I've been dealing with a disorder. I did too much, basically, is what happened. I did too much, and I know many of you watched me as I did it, but it was my choice and I did it. And so now I have to be just a little bit more careful about how much I'm online, how much I'm on Facebook. And I feel like this is a time for me where I'm still going to be doing teaching outside, and when physical workshops can happen, I will definitely look at what my heart is calling me to do. I am teaching a new Shift Network class starting February. So I'm still out there, but it's like I've carved a level of time where now I could be with my spiritual family who's been supporting me these years, making me stand up and keep looking at how we go deeper and deeper. And so I really don't know what comes of this time. I hope more of a joining together of our hearts and spirits. So when we do our transfiguration work, and when we do our journeys and our ceremonies together, that that they're going to grow stronger because we're more focused, we're more connected. And that's going to make a huge difference in the work because we start letting go of the weak links. And you must have a strong link with the divine. You must. And so what I've been writing about for months now has been, we have to fall in love with earth, air, water, fire, the sun, the moon, the stars, because when we fall in love with them, like romantic love, they will work with us in partnership in the best way they can. And the other night, what I realized for me is that when my father died and he went through a very painful, a very difficult death, I fell in love with the divine and I disconnected from the divine. I kept my love for earth, air, water, fire, but I fell out of love with the divine and I got sick. And I got the message the other night that the cure is fall in love with the divine again, which I am in such a peaceful place. I just really felt that reconnection. My soul came back after 5 years of being gone from this disorder. I can see the beauty of the earth again. And so I'm in a really good place, and I feel like I can help you. We're in a challenging time, and we're in a challenging time for a reason. We have to grow up. We have to grow up emotionally. We have to grow up spiritually. We're not taking care of the earth, and in a lot of ways, the earth is no longer taking care of us because of it. And so I feel like there's some really good work that we can do together. I don't want to go on. I know that you weren't expecting a long recording. I do want to say that I'm just informal, and all of you know that who know me at workshops, everywhere. I'm just a regular person. I see myself as a regular person. And I don't, sometimes my hair is flying the wrong way. My scarf will be coming off. We're not stopping the recording, okay, is what I'm saying. If a bird comes flying, this isn't a Hollywood production. I make mistakes. We're not going to edit them out. And so my plan is we do a ceremony. If something's, if a lot's going on and if people want me to share more, I'm happy to talk to you. There'll either be a journey or a ceremony led by me. We have a Facebook page, which some of you have signed up for. It's called The Shamans or Gardeners of Energy, which, as you know, has become one of my favorite lines because what we're doing is gardening energy, and we have thousands of us. Imagine the seeds that we plant together and how they burst high, all the transfiguration work, moving out the negativity out of the collective. And so, we have important work to do. And then we have this Facebook community that Sylvia Edwards so kindly started for us. Sylvia's recording me, and Sylvia's been there for me. So we're a team in this new project, bringing it forward. We felt like life is realistic. There's a lot of things going on in life right now. We have to make a choice of what we immerse ourselves in. For me personally, when I immerse myself too much in the news and what's going on in the world, I'm in a whole different dimension of reality, a whole different dimension of reality. When I immerse myself in very right-winged news programs, because I like to see what everybody's talking about, I can actually see there's a whole part of America. I know this is a global program, and this problem that I'm sharing is actually happening in most countries where there's splits and people are only seeing, different people are only seeing parts of the news. So we have radical groups here who only see one news program, so they actually don't know what's going on. So they're living in a completely separate dimension. And then we have a group of people, a lot of you and me going back and forth, that are still in the drama of what's going on. And then I have to tell you, we have millions of people read ISIS's message. We have millions of people who are so in love with nature and caretaking the earth right now, meditating and being silent in their time right now and emanating love and light like we do on creating a human web of light, but this is their entire life. And they've stepped into a different dimension. So I had two very powerful readings. One was an astrology reading and one was a psychic reading, and they were very close to each other back in the very early 1990s. And both of the readers said to me that I'm actually not that great of a teacher because I wait for my students to catch up for me instead of lead and waiting. No, I go down and wait for my students instead of keeping walking ahead and wait and making my students catch up with me. And I have been doing that. I have stopped a lot of my own growth because I've been trying to explain and trying to help everybody come along on the path. I'm pretty available out there, but right now I'm following the direction of my spirits and I'm going, and my spirits are showing me how to do it. I've been through the dark night of the soul. I taught an amazing course called the Dark Night of the Soul with a roadmap that can get people through whatever. And now I'm out of that place and I'm walking forward. And if you want to walk forward with me, I invite you to do that. We'll have this beautiful Facebook page where we're going to represent that part of the population. We're not we're not denying what's happening, the suffering in the world, but we're rising above it so that we can actually do the work we came here to do. And so the Facebook page is for people, and this, of course, for people who sign up on my email list on sandraingerman.com. And there is a trick question. And if you don't know it, because a lot of you are referring the page to your friends, but you didn't tell them the trick question, and we are deleting them. We are protecting this group. So the answer to the question is transfiguration, the work that we do every full moon. So I thought, I hope that this was an okay of an introduction and that I didn't keep you too long. I've been very excited about this. No plans. I don't even know the ceremony that I'm doing. I just wanted to open up my heart to you, start to talk from my heart, and see what comes next. So let's, why don't we do some, if you have a drum or rattle there, if you don't, you could always use a book that you can tap on. You can tap on 2 pens. You can tap on 2 sticks. You can make click sticks. To use, you could use bells. You all heard this story endlessly. My first drum was a steel pot and a wooden spoon. So let's just start by doing some drumming and rattling, and if you want to sing. And right now I have to sit here. I have to learn how to use my camera in other directions. But please feel free to move, dance, rattle, sing around your house right now. And let's imagine bringing our circle together in all of its beauty. And now, as you put down your drum or rattle with your eyes closed, using your imagination, imagine us being transported to a beautiful crystal palace in the upper world. This is a place where great healing can happen. And so this is a safe place for us to let go of social distancing. Let's have the beautiful feeling again of holding hands with the person next to us in the circle. So many of you live alone and don't have the ability to touch human hands right now. Let's look into each other's eyes. Feel the pulsation of energy circulating around our circle from all over the world. I think the Transmutation News is translated into 12 or 13 languages. That's a lot of different cultures coming together to work together out of love, out of light, out of our love for this earth and love for nature and all of life. We can drop hands and we call to the spirits that we work with all the time. And now see yourself traveling back to the room that you're journeying in, saying goodbye to your fellow community members, knowing that you'll be back soon. And I'll pick up my drum, and we're going to put a nice image on the screen while I lead you in a journey for cleansing. So the purpose of this journey, I'll drum for you as I talk. The purpose of this journey is my helping spirits showed me how much we've taken on from the collective in the past months. Beyond the COVID, there was so much about the fires in the Amazon and the fires in Australia. The loss of life is unbelievable. The fires are still going on. Children are still missing their parents. There's tragedy in every inch of this earth. But there's also beauty in every inch of this earth. So let's focus on the beauty. And I feel as we enter the winter solstice, moving into the new year, this is a time for deep cleansing of the old, because we don't want to be carrying the old into the new year. Things might not be that different, but if you keep carrying the old with you, there's never a place of newness. There's never a place of new opportunities because the space is too full. So we must wash away our pain. We must wash away our pain. And without becoming hypervigilant, which many of us are becoming now, trying to predict the future, can we stay in the present once we're clean and meet the present with an open heart and know our open heart will share all that needs to be known by us for our survival, for our next step, for how we can contribute, for how we can help. So imagine yourself standing up now and walking towards the door of the apartment or house that you're in. And find yourself on a beautiful path in nature that's going to lead us to the primal sea. The primal sea is over 4 billion years old. Most of life was born from here. But first we have the path to walk. Open up all your senses. Look at the greenery, the trees, the plants. Take in the fragrances. Listen to the sounds of nature. Feel the textures. Feel the feelings in your body as you connect with the ancientness of the earth. She's 4.6 billion years old and she's holding you in so much love now. Don't lose faith in the earth. And we're just going to sing a couple of verses of a song as we walk over a hill down to the crashing waves of the primal sea. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I feel your heartbeat. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I feel your heartbeat. Hey, 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 oh. 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 So we come down to a rocky beach, so old, so ancient. Feel the rocks. They're so cool. Feel the texture of them. Feel your feet grounding in the ancientness. The ancient sands, the ancient seas. Let's walk among each other, breathing in the fresh air. So beautiful here. Listen to the waves ebbing and flowing and ebbing and flowing. Nothing is static in life. Nothing is static in life. It's always ebbing and flowing, ebbing and flowing. We have to keep moving ahead. We have to keep moving ahead. Don't sit down in the dark. Always find a ceremony you can do that helps you move one step ahead, and we will help you. But for now, let's take the risk of jumping into the primal sea, first saying, may I step into your field of energy as we dive in. The water's just a pleasant color. And such a wonderful temperature. The tide isn't too strong. Nobody needs to be afraid of this water. It's your mother. She's holding you. She's rocking you. Play in the water. Let it all go. You know, when elephants are upset about something, they'll put dust all over their body and then they'll blow it off their body. For this winter solstice, the primal sea is volunteering herself to us to wash off the fear, to wash off the anger, to wash off the separation, the divisiveness, the feeling of abuse, the feeling of losing freedoms, the fear of death that stalks us constantly. Wash it all off. We have the opportunity to get clean. Jump in the waters. Feel the loving embrace of the primal sea. She loves you. She will guide you. She will guide us all. So we swim out of the water as we say goodbye to the sea for now. I feel like a whole cake of mud came off of me. We come out onto the beach where the sun is rising and the moon is setting. And we raise our arms up. We absorb the light of the rising sun. We absorb the light of the setting moon. We absorb the light in our heart. We reach for the divine, and the divine reaches back to us. We merge and become one with the divine. We feel a light shining in us that's brighter than we've been able to shine before. It's deeper, it's stronger, it's deeper within. When we grow our light strong enough, we'll only be able to see beauty on this great earth. So now let's say goodbye to each other and start to walk up the path in our own time. Back through the woods to our apartment, to our house, singing. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I feel your heartbeat. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Mother, I feel your heartbeat. Hey, 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 yo. Hey, 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 yo. Hey, 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 yo. Hey, 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 yo. So we enter the veil or the mist or the fog that we left of, And we step back into our home. And we now see our house through clean eyes. We see our sacred space and how we can make our sacred space maybe just a little bit more holy to welcome in a new year, filled with hope and possibilities. We feel ourselves grounding to the earth and to the sky. We are back home. So I'll just welcome you back with my little fairy bells, and we'll be good. Welcome back, everybody. So welcome to our very first ceremony. I must welcome back from our very first ceremony together. The way I tend to do ceremonies, this isn't all the time, but this is how I did it today. I literally journey with you. I don't have a clue. The only thing I knew was that my helping spirits told me yesterday that we should go to the primal seed together. So that's what we did. But besides that, I don't have a clue. So when you bop in on these recordings, I don't typically know beforehand what we're doing or where we're going. Occasionally we might, and I'll post that for you. So how this is going to work is Sylvia and I are going to work out the ordinary reality details of the platform to watch this on. And then we have the Facebook page where you can post your experiences from the ceremonies, the journeys, or anything in life. But again, what we're asking for, we're actually trying to create a gigantic momentum to push some pretty toxic energies, to transmute them into love and light that will bring great beauty to this planet. So I invite you, I thank Sylvia, and I hope that you'll invite community members who, again, want to join a positive group who's working on building a new dimension of positivity and beauty, because successfully, if you actually see what some people who are very unhappy about what's happening are doing, they have their own TV station, they have their own lives, they have their own communities. They have actually built a physical, a real formed new dimension of reality. And we can do the same, but with beauty. So blessings, everyone. And I look forward to seeing you on the Facebook page, the Shamans or Gardeners of Energy. I know a lot of you do not want to be on Facebook, and I understand why, and I bless you for it. I just want to let people know that we'll have some lively discussions in that group if you choose to work on Facebook. So until next time, everyone, I love you. And I wish you a beautiful, beautiful solstice. I know it's a hard time for so many. Please know that we're lighting candles for all of you. We're holding space for you in our hearts. You're really not alone. You're really not alone. We love you. We're here, and we'll keep working together. So thank you.